If you're looking for a new base location that's a little more unique than the vanilla options, then you've come to the right place. Starting out with Fort Boonesborough, a reconstructed Civil War fort located in the forest east of Louisville. As some of you may know, we did used to have a fort hidden away in vanilla, though sadly that was recently removed. But this mod brings a fort back to a similar location. And the cool thing is, this is actually a recreation of the real-life Fort Boonesborough in Madison County, Kentucky. So, unlike the unfinished vanilla one we had, this one actually has a road entering the fort, which is going to be a massive time saver. Entering through the front gates will lead you into the courtyard, where we have a farm with plenty of different crops, and a chicken coop for those lovely eggs. Of course, we do want to defend this place, so we have some targets to practice our shot. There are a lot of cabins in here, but also some practical buildings. In the center, we have some drying racks, a butter churn, mill and a kiln, and an always important well, though there are plenty of rain catchers around here. Doesn't this place just look so nice? I almost forgot we was in the apocalypse. Over here we have a blacksmith so you can forge some weapons, with an indoor workshop storage area. So this is the spot where the old fort used to be, and for some reason it is still marked on the map. But this new fort isn't too far away, and it's actually much more practical. On the east of Louisville, you have a road going straight into the giant city, plus this lake, which we will check out in a minute. Let's check out some of the cabins. Pretty standard, just what you'd expect, though the one caveat with this map compared to the rest in this list is that this place doesn't actually spawn any loot, so you're gonna have to gear up before you come here. We do have a toilet block, which is surprisingly modern looking, and in each corner we have these bigger buildings, and this one contains plenty of storage containers, while this one could be a school or meeting room, and upstairs a fine dining restaurant. These cabins are actually nice and cozy. I think this one belonged to Rumpelstiltskin. Jackpot, we've found the local boozer, and they are not in short supply. Okay, there is actually some loot in this place. Definitely better than nothing. Damn, imagine the vibe in here back in the days. I bet it was class. Ooh, an antique oven. Exactly what you want to see. Obviously, as you can tell, there is a lot of space in here to do whatever you'd like, be it solo or multiplayer. Though I can imagine a big faction of people really making the most out of this place. What a great looking spot this is. And through the back gates, we have this dirt road. And that takes us to a nice big lake, which means you have an infinite food and water source, as long as you can catch those fish. And there is a little cabin here too. While this tool shed is full of loot, which is good. So yeah, I think this one is very cool. And I always appreciate spots based off real locations. Before we get back into it, I've been playing a game lately that really caught me off guard, and if you stick around for just a second, I'm going to tell you how to get an exclusive massive bonus to play it with me. And honestly, what pulled me in is just how rewarding the progression feels. Every time I log on, I'm upgrading champions, messing around with gear, and tweaking my teams to see which combinations work best. To help build your roster, check out Grand Oak Podrick, which is widely considered a legendary game changer. Deep within the roots of Terraria, Grand Oak Podrick rises as the living will of the forest. He makes your team stronger every single turn, accelerating allies, cleansing status effect, and calling them to strike as one so attacks hit harder, making him essential for high-level dungeons and the Hydra. And the best part is, you can now get your hands on him for free. I'll tell you how in just a second. So, let the forest fight at your side. Scan the QR code or click my link in the description to claim 2 free legendary champions and 1 epic. You'll instantly unlock legendary Elenaril and get epic Uugo at level 15. Plus, use one of these 5 promo codes on the screen right now to claim your second free legendary, be that Turvold, Alice the Wanderer, Cheshire Cat, Razzlevarg, or Grand Oak Podrick. I would advise you to pick promo code Wrath so you can secure Podrick immediately, though you must download using my QR code or link and redeem the promo code within 48 hours to get these rewards. Personally, I've been using shards at the summoning portal to build out a roster for the brutal Demon Lord clan boss. Soloing it is a total death sentence, so download the game and join my clan, Orp's Army, so we can combine forces and get to battle. Big thanks to Raid Shadow Legends and everybody that clicks the link to download the game, as it really helps to support the channel. Next, we have the Aegis Vault. Tucked away in a quiet residential basement lies a secret that was never meant to be found. The Aegis Vault is a high-end, pre-collapse survival bunker hidden beneath the facade of a common suburban home. Designed for long-term isolation and protection of high-value assets, it remains a silent witness to the days before the Nox event. So, off the bat, the first thing I notice is the insane amount of trash on the floor. But hey, the house is very nice. And with this very old-school decorating, it's actually pretty cozy in here. I certainly wouldn't mind kicking my feet up here. And thanks to the metal-plated windows, nobody can see me watching my adult movies. I mean, life and living. Hey look, it's Ratatouille coming to say hi. We also have Harry Potter's bedroom, converted into storage, the world's largest telephone, and a kitchen that is bigger than my actual house. I wish I was kidding. Upstairs is also nice and cozy, plenty of artwork. The table room, very, very handy. Or leggy, get it? Nah, me neither. Okay, a nice bedroom, picture of my wife, and this very nice, luxurious room. So yeah, that is all for this house. With a bit of a clean-up, it would be very nice. Oh, there is this one little tiny thing in the basement. I guess I'll show you that if you really care. As you can tell, it's just a little unfinished basement. Nothing special. But wait, there's a door right there. What's going to be inside? It's even more storage. Alright, the gimmick's over. I'm sorry for being cringe. There is obviously more to this base. And that lies behind all of these crates, which is given away by this section here. Get these out of the way, and we have a door. So, heading down, we actually have a few layers, because this is a deep, deep bunker. We must first decontaminate, of course. Well, not me, I'm against showers. Then coming through, we see this enormous bunker, featuring full-size dumpsters with ventilation. It truly is high-tech. It features this luxurious master bedroom. You have a walk-in wardrobe and your very own office at the back. There is of course a bathroom and a flavoured water fountain, plus the military storage. Here's the family enjoying a nice meal I just cooked up in the kitchen, some lovely brain stew. And if you ever have guests around, you even have your very own diner. You really do have it all down here, including a recreation room, so you will never get bored. There's even a gym so you can stay fit. Whoever built this bunker really had it all figured out, until they disappeared and I took over. Then we have the server room, so you can host servers, do some online gaming. But my favourite part is this full-on indoor farm. Although I'll get rid of all the food and definitely grow. So yeah, this place really does have all of the necessities, which from the outside looking in, you would certainly not expect. Especially in Louisville, where basements really aren't a thing. So it is located in the east, right here, on Woods Edge Street. Though this house isn't the only addition, there are some other things going on in this small area. As you can see, the mess continues. I mean, it's kind of overkill, but thankfully you can clean it up. But it seems it was a busy place during the outbreak. Even military setup here. There are a lot of roadblocks and such. So I can imagine there's some good loot to be found. In these containers, for example. But wait, there's alive inside. Yes, we got more friends. Have a look. Oh, hi, sir. Would you like to... Okay, he was rude. He would not even speak to me. Maybe there's people in here. It looks pretty secure. But I'll leave them to it. We've got some exploring to do. So yeah, there is a lot of military tents. A lot of barricades around the roads. Which isn't ideal if you're driving, but it is good defensively. Just look at the amount of containers around here as well. There's definitely some good loot to be found. And it does extend pretty far up north too. As does all of the trash. So if you find that the first base gives you too much seasickness, maybe you should consider living in Louisville. At number 3 is the West Point Military Tugboat. This is a fully detailed military river logistics site featuring a tugboat, supply barges, and a fortified field camp. Explore troop quarters, storage areas, defensive towers, and abandoned equipment. This is a dangerous but valuable location, packed with loot and story potential. Firstly, before you load up, you must remember to activate the required mods, because if you don't, it will look like this, and there is many tiles missing. So this is a very cool spot that is filled with environmental storytelling. It's located northeast of West Point, and you can see it right here on the map. Before we get to the main attraction, we do have this land area which is protected by these metal fences and a bunch of barricades. This choke point would be very cool to defend on multiplayer. And with all of these tile packs that are being used, there is a lot of new things that make it look very cool. I'm a big fan of these corrugated metal walls. That seems like some solid defense. And as this was a military operation, you will find plenty of military loot around, such as large ammo stashes, a luxurious yet well-used medical tent. Oh, and you may want to download the ladders mod if you want to access all of the areas. As mentioned, this place does have 4 tugboats. Let's check out the far left one. We have a bunch of tools and car parts in here, and even these baskets are containers. That's cool. These ones are locked, but thankfully I have superpowers. Nice, we have toilet paper. And this one is chock full of guns. Just what we like to see. Inside the boathouse is actually pretty nice. Though that is the biggest laptop I have ever seen in my life. Although to be fair, that isn't some standard Chromebook. That probably runs this entire ship. Even these circular windows open, which is very cool. Honestly, I would happily live on this tugboat alone. And I'm sure many of you in the comments might actually prefer this, as it is considerably smaller. Here we have the second one. Much like this one, minus the shipping containers. But this one is also stacked full with guns and other miscellaneous loot. We have a secondary hospital, and then we move through into the second section. There is an airlock here for added security. And this 3-layered tugboat is much more impressive, and well defended with a bunch of barricades. And on the inside, we have a lot more going on, including a full-on cafeteria and proper kitchen. On the floor above, we have endless bunk beds, and on the very top is where the real business happens. We do have a platform here, which is missing a plank, but that is the main attraction right there. But we'll get to that in just a second. We have 2 TARDISes in case you and a friend want to traverse space and time, and this very well barricaded structure. No zombies are getting through that, apart from him, and him. And him, and him. No zombies are getting through that. Man, I wish that thing was functional. And in here, we have a massive storage warehouse with the loading bays. And this place is full of miscellaneous loot, a lot of tools and such, with some living quarters right above you. Oh, and this handy little bridge over to the next one. But we're going to take this bridge to the main attraction. And isn't that thing a beauty? I love all of these small details like the hose pipe and such. I wish they were actually base game. No trespassing. What are you going to do about it? I'm the king of the world. So we have a luxury entertainment lounge. On this level, you have all of the basics plus a very nice office with some incredible artwork. You know what? Thanks to this cat, I like this room so much. You'll never get me out of here. Okay, sorry, I was trying to think of a cat pun for a minute and that's the best I could do. Alright, let's have a look what we have upstairs. Ooh, very nice. A very high-tech command center up here. Plus this poor dude. Okay, turns out we have one more level, which I expect, yes, just basically a lookout point. Whether you think this is a good base or not, you can't deny how good this ship looks. Imagine this thing could actually move. That would be insane. Oh, and we can't forget there is, of course, one more level down below. Oh wait, I see stairs. There's probably 2 levels. We have a medical room, another cafeteria and kitchen, a load of storage, of course, including a bunch of firepower. And down to the very bottom level is the dark pits of hell. Never mind, it's actually the heart of the ship. We have the engine room, more storage and such. So overall, I think this place is very, very cool. And it does offer you more than one base location, with each of these separate buildings and tugboats giving you a base option. Moving on to number 4, Travelier Motel, which some of you may instantly recognize, as this is a key location in Season 1 of the Walking Dead Telltale series. So I will be honest, if you haven't played the Walking Dead game before, which you totally should, this one probably won't be up your alley, as in reality it is just a standard motel. But to those of you that are aware, this is a very cool location for you to try and live out and survive long term. And if you build some walls across the front, it'll be a pretty safe compound, unless there are bandits in the area. So in this building, you have your bog standard motel rooms, and they're exactly what you would expect. Pure luxury. And over here we have more of the same, although the back windows are exposed to the wilderness, so you'll definitely need to board these up. This place does come with power, which is nice. And then we have this double-decker building, which is actually quite different, because in here you have more motel rooms. Who would have thought? Okay, jokes aside, this obviously is just a motel, but it being a recreation from an incredible game is what makes it so cool. And it is located in and around Doe Valley Forest, right next to the coal field, right off the KY60. But now at number 5 is Shiya's safe house, according to Google Translate. And this place is actually insane. I mean, just look at this entrance point. This whole compound is double fenced off and surrounded by a moat. And at the entrance, we have these two very cool watchtowers. Walking in, we see some very nice statues and this very interesting looking building where you can dine at Pylo Crepe Pancake House or do some clothes shopping. And through here, we have a very large garage workshop, although I can't find the light switch, so hopefully you've been eating your carrots. There is a very handy fossil oil gas station on site, full of all sorts of literature. Let's check out the second floor. We have Mary in her living room and a nice lounging area to catch the sun. There's plenty of storage, but don't get too excited. These are not stacked with military gear. We have a nice kitchen area, and up a level we go into a very, very large bathroom. Even more storage. And that connects across to a very open plan bedroom. Not the most cozy bedroom ever. And last floor we have a big old roof. It's a very cool looking building, but I would certainly renovate because there are a few odd design choices. If you want something smaller though, this is a very cool little building, but it's not the main attraction. And we do have a good view from up here. Just take a look at that. Where do I even begin? There's a farm on the go, and this structure which leads underground. I also really like that clock. And under here we have a very, very spacious underground parking, which does extend all the way around here. And we have even more spaces. There's a few staircases that go up into the building, and an exit ramp over on this side. Let's see where this brings us out. Right there. Very nice. Let's head in through this garage door where we see a very, very big workshop area and big tickling machines. Very useful. And through here is all of the storage where there is plenty. And this half of the building is actually unfurnished, so you may see that as a bit boring or see it as an opportunity to do whatever you'd like in here. And these are the stairs that go down into the parking lot. I love having this water out here. It makes it look so nice. So up here is also pretty plain apart from the incredibly bright rainbow floor. And there is a ramp so you could drive up here. I'm not sure what they were going for here, but the rest of this building is pretty empty. A nice blank canvas. Same goes for the floor above. I will mention the mod page says it's an incredibly large safe house, though the main building is unfurnished. You'll need to use your imagination to decorate. The facilities are complete, but not move-in ready, because the fun is in clearing the land. Now, obviously, I have zombies cleared out right now, but I expect a very large population here. We also have a great view from this roof, where we see this other building, which looks even cooler. I'm a big fan of all the signs on the roof. So here we have some grocery store kitchen looking building, a little hospital area, an incredibly eccentric bedroom, plus a half complete diner. Upstairs there's plenty of storage and a pretty nice little bar. There's a couple of bedrooms too. On the floor above this could be a ballroom. Now we find the firepower. Though I would be careful. You know the saying, don't throw pebbles at a glass house. I'm sure a rifle would do much more damage. Up here is even more blank space and a random library. Then on the roof we have a helipad. So I think there could be mixed opinions about this spot. It's obviously way too big for a solo base and very empty, which could be good or bad for you. But I will say the design and the structure of this place is one of the coolest things I've seen in this game. If you're not a fan of modern architecture, then you definitely aren't going to like this, but I think it looks sick. This base is located between Muldraw and West Point, right here past the intersection. There is a few other little buildings dotted around, as well as more roads and gated areas, including this clearly unfinished spot, but maybe you could build your own base here, or simply live here, who knows? Maybe go camping here, or if you're not afraid of the rain, live in this building which has no roof. I'm not sure whether that's a bug or it is unfinished, but it's a cool spot, cool building, though I would like some overhead protection. Although I guess this fedora would do the job. So yeah, I'm actually interested to see what you guys think of this one. Let me know in the comments. Moving on to Kiiri Estate. Compared to the previous bases, this one is nice and small, and it's also very well defended thanks to this surrounding lake. And it does come fenced off, but if you wanted to strengthen up this defense here, it would be impenetrable. Out front you have a car park, the main house, and a workshop. You have a well, which is good because there's not much water around here. And there seems to be all the gear you need to do blacksmithing. Yeah, you can definitely do some high-level crafting in here. But let's check out the living situation. Again, we have a very large garage. Large garage? It's weird because usually I say garage, but I guess my recording voice is sort of Americanized. Okay, so this is actually two separate buildings, and that's a connector between the two. Let's head upstairs on this side, where we have a nice open plan studio apartment with enough beer for the weekend. If she would let me drink it. Anyway, we have a nice barbecue spot out here. Could definitely throw a party up here. Then we have the connector. Let's see what's over this side. Another barbecue spot, sort of unneeded. It's definitely not as nice. Plus, someone needs to clean that glass, man. But it is quite a nice bedroom. You'll definitely get some natural sunlight through these huge panes. And you've got a big old ensuite. Oh, this one does have a third floor. Let's check this out. Oh, hey. I don't recognize you. Sure, you stay in the bathroom. But yeah, this bedroom is even nicer. There does seem to be a very pink theme going on though. The balcony is a pretty chill smoke spot though. And downstairs we have this room. Probably good for slaughtering, hence the floor drains. But let's check out the basement. Ooh, off the bat is bigger than I was expecting. That is not what she said. Okay, this is a very, very large room, but there's not much going on inside. Again, not inherently a bad thing. Just means it's a blank canvas. Ooh, okay, this is a very big hospital ward. Damn, you can treat the whole neighborhood in here. I did see these stairs here, so let's see what's down there. And it is living quarters. Just in case the above ground world goes wrong, you could come down here and live in somewhat luxury. Big old bedroom X command center. I feel like this is an extreme version of most boys' bedrooms where you have the bed on one side, the gaming setup on the other. But this takes it to the next level with 14, 15 screens. You can consume so much content here. There is also the option to have this without a basement in case you don't like the underground. So this base is actually located right next to the last one between Muldraw and West Point. Pretty easy to find from this unique shaped lake right on Riverside Road. I would say this one isn't perfect, but I do really like it. A lot of the map and base mods on the workshop seem to be really focused on the bunkers, but I would like to see more that are just one-off buildings, cool bases dotted around the map. I may actually try making one of my own. And last but not least is Misty Mountain Hideaway. Escape the chaos of the world and retreat to a secluded sanctuary high above the clouds. Misty Mountain Hideaway introduces a small, rustic cabin tucked deep within towering mountain peaks, surrounded by rolling fog and untouched wilderness. So in real life, Kentucky is quite mountainous, but of course in this game, the terrain has absolutely no verticality, so we're gonna just have to pretend this is in the mountains. But that doesn't take away from how nice this place looks. So let's check it out. Off the bat, it's a pretty nice looking house. And I really like those windows. There's also a lot of decoration going on with some pretty cool statues. It really does feel like a serene hideaway. If we follow this walkway from the front door, it takes us around here, where we have this bridge going over the lake onto our very own little island. Now, that's pretty sweet. There's plenty of outdoor space with this nice gazebo, this hammock which I would love to lie in, and another cat painting. They seem to be everywhere right now. Oh man, I'm recording this in a heat wave right now, and I would love some AC. There seems to be a few things going on over here. We have a well, which is nice. That mini windmill is so cool. As is this other structure, which does have the skylights, but also the sheets on the walls. So I'm expecting this to be nice and cozy. Which it is. We have the nice ambient lighting, cozy rug and sofas. Sitting here with a few hippies and you could chat away all night long. Alright, it's time to check out the main house. I love the look of these bushes growing out of the barrels. I think that looks so cool. I like the design of the front door, from what I can see of it anyway. So the living room is quite nice. The clock is probably the coolest thing in here. And this is a very cozy study room. There's my boy Vincent on the wall. I'm actually a big fan of all these different paintings and artworks throughout this video. And I'd love to see more like this in the base game. But yeah, this big open plan kitchen is nice. Through this curtain door, we have some nice black wood furniture next to a very fancy bedroom and a supposedly comfy mattress. I think that's what that says. Bog standard bathroom, your typical storage room, and workshop garage. And whilst there is no upper floor, there is a lower floor, of course, so let's check out the basement. Oh, we have company. Again, big fan of all the posters on the wall. Here we have a recreation room, play some chess with the boys, and a very nicely decorated bedroom. Previously home to someone with some good music taste. This bathroom is very old school with the brown toilet and bath. And of course we have our very own bar. Plus this lovely room which you could host some great parties in. If you've got any friends, that is. I'll be honest, I don't actually know these guys, they just hang around here. So this base is located east of Brandenburg, right here on this new river. A very cool spot with a load of personality, which I am a big fan of. When I was searching the workshop for this video, I realized a lot of the base mods really focused on the bunker aspect, but I would love to see more standalone buildings like this. Let me know down below in the comments which one was your favorite. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. Don't forget to use my Raid Shadow Legends link in the description or scan my QR code right now to get those incredible bonuses for new players.